we're out in the pouring rain. It was storming so bad that day. We're looking at pictures of the dog he sent me that match like a swing in the front yard. And I see like hammers. And I'm like, well, at least we got an extra like thing of protection if things go south. And
I want to wrap up with this last dog. This Home Depot dog.
Let's do it.
You got a dog at home because what the hell happened here? You went to Home Depot.
I mean, she's my home screen. Oh.
Can we get a close-up of that? We're here. Just get a close-up of this. Don't even move anything. I'm just going to hold it right here. Can you see that? We'll overlay. It doesn't even matter. We'll overlay it. She'll send me the image and we'll overlay it. We got Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, put here.
It's like
all
whose message?
There we go.
Here we go. Okay. Here you go. That's a close-up. This will all be edited.
That's the babies. Those are my girls.
Jesus Christ. Okay,
Winnie is the blonde.
Okay.
And she's our Home Depot dog.
If I got a dog, would you babysit? Would Colby babysit? Who's going to babysit? Because I'm dying to get a dog, but I travel so much.
If it's going to be a little toy dog, then maybe. But I'm looking for someone to babysit my dogs.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Let me do one weekend with your dogs. I'll babysit. Let me see what it's like. I've never had a dog in my life. I've never had anything.
I'll drop off Pearl. I feel like she's the most trained in that.
As soon as I said it, I changed my mind. Don't
You're just
do it.
Okay. You can come over and hang out with them for like an hour.
Okay,
that's probably
great.
more your speed.
That's more of what I want.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're at, what are you saying? You're at Home Depot.
So basically,
this gives me anxiety to think about.
I think when you put out a song called Get a Dog, like you put it out in the universe and just like, I just somehow
First of all, not true. You have 2 dogs. And you always have the power to say, no, I'm not going to take that dog home.
No, that doesn't exist. There's no power in my body.
Putting a song out does not mean anything. It's a story. Okay, fine. So
there is no thing in my body that will be like, I don't want your dog unless it was ugly.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, sorry.
Right,
but it's like, when somebody says, I want to give you, I have a little soft spot for like tiny dogs or Frenchies. And I'm like, if somebody's like, I'm going to give you my Frenchie, I'm like, okay, perfect.
But
like,
they ran into you? What was the deal?
Okay, so basically, we're downtown walking our dogs around in Franklin. We've driven down there and we're like driving around, park, take the dogs on a walk. It's like 8 o'clock, we're just doing like a night drive. And then we take the girls for a walk and then we're driving back. And on the way home, I'm like, you know what? Let's actually stop at Home Depot. And not my typical, like, I'm usually like,
why? What'd you need?
Let's stop at the mall. I want to look at Vent-A-Hoods.
A what?
A Vent-A-Hood.
A what?
Like a Vent-A-Hood.
Oh, a vent hood. A vent.
A Vent-A-Hood.
Why are you saying Venta?
I think it's got an A.
No, it doesn't have an A. Are you crazy? Does it have an A?
Vent-A-Hood.
I just call it a vent.
Look it up.
It doesn't even matter. Okay, so hold on.
I don't know. It says welding hood. That's not what I'm talking about.
Vent. Okay, wait. Stove, cook, vent. Yeah, there's no A.
Vent-A-Hood.
Vent hoods.
Okay, so it's still a Vent-A-Hood. But wow, I've been calling it a Vent-A-Hood.
Nobody corrected you. I'm a real friend, Catie Offerman. Okay, I'm correcting you. I'm calling this out. Your husband's not saying anything.
One time we were at a restaurant, he's like, I'll have the meringue pie. I'm like, meringue?
The meringue pie?
He called it meringue.
Well, first of all, what's happening with your old vent? It doesn't even
nothing.
matter.
I just thought it was like, oh, well, let's just go look, and maybe there's like a cool wood one or something.
That is crazy.
So we're at Home Depot.
Yeah.
And we're going to walk out.
The vent aisles, yeah.
I'm on the Vent-A-Hood. And so we're like, okay, we're done. We're not getting a Vent-A-Hood, whatever. We go to leave, and the cashier's like, oh my God, your dogs, And so she's petting the dogs, and then this Hispanic guy comes up and is like trying to talk to us in English, but like doesn't really speak English. And I'm like trying to speak English in a Hispanic accent.
Yeah.
Because I know nothing. And so I'm just over there like, yeah. And he's like, I have a Frenchie too. I'm like, oh yeah. And I'm like, let me see a picture. And he shows me a picture. I was like, oh my gosh, so cute. I was like, girl or boy, whatever. We talk about it. He's like, yeah, her name's Choppy. I'm like, oh, Choppy. And
is that with an A?
Mm-hmm. Or no, I named her Winnie. I was like, Choppy seems a little more of her ethnic culture.
Okay,
if she needs she's a new leash on life. Like we're moving forward.
Just rename dog, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just
And so he was like, yeah, I need to get rid of her. I'm like, wait, what? Like, come again? And he was like, yeah, it's not really like a good fit. But he's like trying to explain to me, but the English isn't there. And basically what I got out of it is they have another dog. It's not a great fit. Something about his wife. Yeah. Not loving it. I don't know. That was it. Do you want to come now? That's what he said. And it's like almost 9 o'clock. And I'm like, and Colby's like,
first of all,
we're about to get killed.
You're going to get kidnapped and killed. Second of all, they're getting rid of the dog. The last thing I'd want is the dog that they're getting rid of Third of all, I'd be thinking about fleas. I'd be thinking
No,
about...
I didn't think about fleas. See, we used to pick up dogs with rabies like on the side of the road.
Oh my God.
No.
Oh my God. Okay, so
See,
you
you
go
gotta
over.
get your hands dirty in life. Like,
That's why I don't have a dog.
Okay,
Look at this. There's
exactly.
no calluses on my hands. Okay.
That's your problem. So we, I was like, yeah, we can't come tonight. I was like, we have a late dinner to go to, you know, I'm like just trying to make him an excuse.
Yeah.
But I was like, here's my number. I was like, if you're serious, like text me more pictures tomorrow. And so exchanged information.
I feel like you're too famous to be giving out your phone number.
I will, if somebody says I will give you a free shirt or a dog, I'm like, here's my social. Like,
just take it all. Yeah. Okay, fine.
And so I give him my number, and the next day we're like texting just pictures, and I'm asking questions. He just sends pictures back, and he's like, no Inglés, like I can't type it. I'm like, sweet. So then I'm like, I'm sending Google Translate messages in Spanish, you know, and I'm like, do you know, cuatro año, I don't remember what the dog is, whatever, you know, and I'm like,
doesn't matter. So somehow what happens? You end up.
He sends me a dot on the map and says, you come pick her up.
Here.
She's all yours.
I wish
I can remember the dog. I know Gato's cat, but like whatever. Come pick up the dog. And I'm like, what about meeting back at Home Depot? And it was he just said like, my family's there. I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, I'm not going to tell Colby. You know, I'm like, I'd rather ask for forgiveness than permission.
If you're even still alive.
I'm still alive. So I'm like, okay, what kind of protection should I take? I'm like, pepper spray and a knife. Let's go with that. So I brought pepper spray and I called Max, my guitar player, because he's young and he'll do whatever I say. Yeah. And I was like,
come with. Isn't that great to have those people in your life? You could.
Yes.
He'll do anything.
I'm like, do you want to go get a dog today? He's like, yeah, let's go. So I'm like, meet me here at this gas station. Then we're going to try to find this house from here. Because it wasn't an address. It was just like a pin, but it was like kind of on the street.
I can't believe you were so eager for a dog, though. This is the thing that's like weird 100%. To me. Like, what? But
I don't know how you wouldn't be eager for this dog. Like,
but what do you mean? Like,
and it was free.
But can't you go to adoption shelters and get free dogs? Like, I feel like it's easy to get free dogs if you need a dog.
If there's ever a sign from God in your life, it's that this man came up to me in Home Depot and it was like, he felt this like presence of me taking his dog.
Oh my God. I guarantee he was going up to everyone. You're the only one who bit. Okay, fine. Keep going with the story. Dogs.
I think I just had that look like I would give his dog a better life. Like, I can't blame him for that because at least he didn't dump her. And so, long story short, we're out in the pouring rain. It was storming so bad that day. We're out in the rain, and we're like trying to find the picture. We're looking at pictures of the dog he sent me that match like a swing in the front yard. Like, we're trying to find this house. So we end up there, and I see like hammers. Like, he's a construction worker or whatever. And so I see hammers laying out in the front. I'm like, well, at least we got an extra like thing of protection if things go south. And then I call him. He didn't answer. I'm like, oh, great, you know. And then he calls me. He's like, okay, they're going to be coming around with her. And then all of a sudden, this other guy that doesn't speak English comes around the back, and she'd been living out in their backyard, and he just hands me the dog, and I gave him $20 for his leash. And because I was like, kind of the least I could do.
Is that legal? Like, do you need to be registered to a dog, or how's that work?
He gave me the papers. So basically, his cousin had like bought the dog. I called the breeder and confirmed everything. His like cousin had bought the dog. So it turns out she had really bad health problems. And so
like what? Like what kind of bad health problems?
I mean, not like obviously like cancer would have been worse, but like basically she had ulcerative colitis that had never been treated. Even the breeder knew that.
How do you treat that? What do you do?
Lots of medication. I mean, just different forms of treatment.
So how's the dog now?
So basically, when I got her, I took her to PetSmart because I'm like, I'm gonna take her to some little janky vet just to see like something cheap, get her in, make sure she doesn't have like parvo or like something weird. And they're like, oh my God, she's perfect. It's a miracle. They're like, she just looks rough. She's probably like been fed tortillas for like her whole life.
Were you instantly in love with this dog?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
she's just a little nugget. I got a little strawberry outfit. I'm like, I just love her.
Okay,
you know?
So you take it to PetSmart.
Colby still doesn't know at this point.
Yeah.
So I take her to PetSmart. I get a clean bill of health. I'm like, oh, look at me. Go me. Good deed for like.
Catie.
Go yes.
Divorce is not on the way.
Oh no.
It's gonna work.
I did my great deed for my lifetime, and so then I'm like, okay, well let's just get her home. You know. Well, you know. Within the first day, like 24 hours, like it is obvious something is not normal. Like she can't go to the bathroom.
These idiots at PetSmart, they had no idea what they were talking about.
No, there's just blood, coming from her butt, and she can't go to the bathroom. And I'm like,
that happened to me recently.
Get that checked out, man. So I
gotta go to the same vet. Okay,
I got a guy for you.
Okay, great.
And he does a great finger exam.
That's what I need.
So
we'll talk after.
I take her back to PetSmart, and they say the same thing. Like, no, she's good. It's probably just, she doesn't have worms, but we'll give her lots of medication, worm preventative. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay. Still happens. Something is not right. And then I'm like, I need a second opinion. I take her to Animalia, and it is unreal. The best place. Dr. Cruz is like my savior. I just love him. I would go see him for my own doctor if I could.
Yeah. See, that's where I need to go next.
Yes, he will see you. I'll make a private appointment.
Okay,
yes.
great.
Yeah, humans and dogs. And within like 2 minutes, he did a physical exam. It was like, I should be able to get my finger up. This is a great conversation. I should be able to get my finger up a dog's butt. And if you are pressing against something within the first like quarter inch, then there's either a tumor or something. But because her ulcerative colitis had never been treated, her whole, like a certain area of her colon had become scar tissue.
Oh.
And so I had to pay to do balloon treatments.
How much was it?
Oh, I try to put that on my memory. I mean, it's obviously
over
like,
10,000.
No.
Under 10,000.
Yeah.
So you got the free dog. This is ridiculous. This is the whole problem with the logic is you're like, but it was free, but you probably had to spend.
No, it wasn't free. But you know what? It made me realize just how many animals out there like just live such a rough life and like they never get help.
I know that, and I didn't need to adopt a dog to learn that lesson.
Well, you know what? You're just like a bitter, cold human being.
No,
you're just like, I don't need to adopt a dog. They can suffer. It's okay.
I just think sometimes like some guy's gonna come up to me in Home Depot with a dog, and I'm gonna take the dog. Like it's just like the vibe I put out. I put out the vibe of I put out good vibes too. I mean,
but you are definitely not giving me the vibe like I will take your dog. You were like,
right,
I will definitely not take your dog.
That's crazy. It's the most crazy thing I've ever heard.
You know what? I feel like
How old is the dog? Do we have a sense?
2.
Do we know?
Yeah, she's 2.
Okay.
And so she's doing
info, so you know.
great now.
Yeah,
like she's doing awesome.
Colon's taken care of.
Colon is good to go.
Colon.
That balloon just blew her up. Like she is better now. No, you know what I think? Like I've never had a ghost experience, but I have friends because they're open to it. They have experiences.
Okay.
And so I'm like, if I am open to taking your dog, I get what I put out there.
Maybe
so
that's why I'm still single too. I'm not open to
You're not putting that out there.
Yeah, I'm
you
not
need
putting
like
that
women
out
and
there.
dogs. And also dogs are a great way to get women.